how Game of Thrones wrapped up back in 2019, right? And ever since then, fans have been like, give us more Westeros! Well, HBO gave us House of the Dragon as a prequel, which was awesome, but guess what? Now they're working on a sequel series all about Jon Snow. Yep, Kit Harington's coming back. We don't have tons of details yet, but here are 10 things we could see in Jon's next chapter Beyond the Wall. First off, the story's probably going to dive into what's actually out there past the wall. Remember how the show ended with Jon leading the Night's Watch and wildlings into that big unknown wilderness? So this new series might show us all sorts of new dangers or lands that Jon and his crew have to face. And of course, Jon's leadership is gonna be a big deal again. He might be the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch once more. Yeah, he's had his ups and downs, with betrayals and all, but he's grown into a strong leader. He's even been king in the north. So we'll probably see him making tough calls, and leading in some really wild, uncharted territory. Also, his bond with the wildlings is huge. He lived with them, fell for Ygritte, and totally connects with folks like Tormund. So expect that relationship to be a focus. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw in some flashbacks with Ygritte too. That would get emotional. Speaking of emotions, Jon's guilt over killing Daenerys. Yeah, the woman he loved who died in his arms. That's gotta be a big theme. How that choice haunts him and shapes who he is now. That's some deep stuff. Maybe we'll even get flashbacks to their short but intense relationship. And hey, romance might come back! Even though the Night's Watch isn't supposed to have marriage or anything, Jon's already broken the rules before. Maybe there'll be some new love interests or characters from the books, like Val, joining the mix. Jon's definitely gonna be making new alliances, but also, some familiar faces might pop up. I'm talking Tormund, maybe even Tyrion Lannister. Old friendships and rivalries could come back, as he figures out his new life. Here's a juicy one. Maybe we'll finally learn more about the White Walkers. Like, who really created them, what they want, their history. The series could clear up a lot of mysteries the original show left hanging. Plus, the Children of the Forest might show up again. They're the ancient folk connected to the magic and the White Walkers, so they could tie into Jon's story Beyond the Wall too. Fans are hoping Jon makes it back to Winterfell at some point, reconnecting with his Stark family. Sansa's the queen in the north now, so she might make an appearance. Arya's role? Not so sure about that. And last but not least, the big identity stuff. Jon is actually the secret son of Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen, which means he's a rightful heir to the Iron Throne. So this series might dig into his inner conflict, embracing both his Stark and Targaryen sides, and maybe even exploring his destiny as Azor Ahai. So yeah, this Jon Snow sequel could really take us deeper into his world, his past, who he is, and what lies ahead beyond the wall. Can't wait.